Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Oh, Rob, I think your microphone's muted, sir.
There we go. How are you today, Miss Marie?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Rob. I took a little break yesterday, and I call them my kids, although they're technically not my kids. They belong to my friend. Took a break, took them out to the trampoline park for the day because I thought it'd be good to get away, have some fun, relax a bit. They wore my butt out, so I am dragging a little bit today.
Boy, I can relate to that. I remember when I was, of course, younger and in my 30s. Of course, some people that are 30 don't think that they're younger, but believe me, you are. And I can remember my mom, or my stepmom actually, and my dad saying, "Oh my gosh, I am so flipping worn out." And all they did was watch my nephew. And I was like, how in the hell can you be wore out? All you did was sit around and watch him and follow him around and feed him and pick him up. I get it now. Oh my gosh, I get it. And
they always say, where do the kids get all that energy? I think they suck it straight from adult souls.
They suck it out. Yes, I totally get that. Well, I feel for you. I've been there, obviously. I'll tell you what, Maria, if I didn't work out the way I do, I don't think I would keep up. I'd be taking 2 naps a day. You got to recharge that battery. And man, I really hate to admit that, but boy, as you get older, it's amazing how much that takes out of you. So I can relate to your tiredness today. But all you got to do is just be a supplementary entity today. I'll take care of the broadcasting side of it. How's that?
That sounds like a deal.
Okay. All right. Just interject every once in a while so people don't have to listen to my monotone voice, put them to sleep. How's that?
Oh, I'll stick in my comments here and there for
That's
sure.
Good. That's good.
No worries.
That's right. We need that. All right, folks. Today is August 19th. It's currently 11:02:39 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We welcome you to the MLM podcast, daily podcast show, I should say. We're grateful that you're here. We're thankful that you're following us. Miss Marie, I will tell you, as you know, I'm constantly working on different aspects of the business as we continue to spread the word across the globe. And I will tell you that we are getting a lot of activity. It's really starting to pick up. Our numbers on the podcast, our numbers on the YouTube channel, and Facebook are actually picking up. So I'm very impressed. And we wish that we could give you guys a thumbs up. I'm giving you 2 thumbs up on the video for all you on the podcast. So is Marie. We're very grateful. I cannot tell you enough how much that means to us because, once again, as we say all the time, we don't do this for ourselves. We already have the knowledge. We've already been in the industry. We've already done what we wanted to do. We accomplished what we set out to accomplish. The bottom line is that we're sharing this information with you because we love the industry and we got tired of seeing all the misinformation out there, all the misleading information and the unscrupulous and unethical tactics that are used against unknowing and innocent people that spend their hard-earned money on borderline network marketing companies. You guys have a right to know this information. You have a right to know how this industry works so that when you do put your hard-earned money and your reputation on the line, you're at least joining a company that gives you a realistic chance of doing something special. That's why we do what we do. We don't do this for our own little benefit. I can promise you, Miss Marie and I have busy lives and we have other things we could be doing. We actually have, my wife goes, "Why do you have to do it at 11 o'clock in the morning?" She thinks we could do it anytime. And I told her, I said, because of the world clock. If we're going to allow people the ability to listen, we have to be able to be flexible in our time frame. And I'm going to be doing, as you know, Miss Maria, I talked about the 8 o'clock and I've been practicing on that, looking at different ways I'm going to do that. And, I'm just got to get out there and do it. But there were a couple of different ways I could go, and I am going to be doing that very shortly. And that way, the point is, guys, is that you're going to be able to have one at 11 o'clock and another one at 8 o'clock at night. The one at 8 o'clock at night is going to be an abbreviated form, if you will, of content, and it's going to point you towards the podcast that we've already created and the material that's already been created. So there'll be 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and there'll be an 8 o'clock at night. I may move that from 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock at night. That is yet to be determined, but we're growing and we're getting a lot of attention. And so we're trying to meet different timetables across the globe because of the attention we're getting and the activity that we're experiencing. So we're grateful to you guys. Thumbs up to you guys. You guys give us thumbs up. We're getting them right back. We are grateful for your following. We're grateful for your comments, and we're grateful that you guys are sharing out there. So Miss Marie, I just wanted to share that with you. A lot of great numbers in the analytics, and it's really showing us how people are interested in what we're doing. So with that being said, guys, today's podcast is number 28 of the new podcast model. And our topic for today is your secret weapons for success. We're going to address that. You already possess these secret weapons. You just don't know it. And if you do know it, you don't know how to apply it to the network marketing business model. We're going to be talking about that because you guys, believe it or not, have more going for you in this business model than you realize. You're scared of the unknown. You feel like you're not prepared. You're really kind of apprehensive. The reputation of the industry may hamper you a little bit. We're going to address those things today. You don't need to feel that way because once again, you already possess these secret weapons, and they are secret weapons. And here's why. Before I get into it, a lot of people don't even know they possess these things. So when you do find out you do in fact possess them and the power they have, they are your secret weapons. Okay. And I'm going to tell you that the people in this industry, like if Marie and I were busy in this industry, we're competitors. Yes, we're in the same industry, et cetera, but guess what? She's out there looking for what? Leaders. What am I looking for? Leaders. I got to get to them before she does, or vice versa. Okay. And if she's a top-notch business builder, she's going to be motivated and focused. She'll say hi, Rob, as she passes me by looking for her next superstar. Okay. And that's the way the professionals do it. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's friendly competition. Okay. It really sharpens the knife, if you will, on prospecting. You have to be sharp. You have to be focused. You have to be motivated. And you have to have energy in order to pursue that next superstar. As Richard Call said, I would go 1 year looking for one Jerry Campese. And that should tell you all you need to know about the prospecting process. And the secret weapons we're going to talk about today help you in that prospecting process. All right, Miss Marie, as you know, we always start our show with the famous. Oh no!
Oh, it's a little muted today.
Let's try that again.
It's dragging too.
I don't know what happened there. Well, anyway, there it is. We got it twice. There's the official start of the show. As you know, we always visit with one another when we get the show started. And Miss Marie, when we go over, I don't know if you know, but we actually are under an hour in actual content. So we are hitting our goal. It's just that we visit for 10 to 15 minutes when the show starts. And you know what? That's how the people get to know us. And I'm sure they enjoy it. You know, they're listening to the podcast. And, the great thing about it being on YouTube and being on a podcast is they can fast forward to the content anytime they want. They do not have to listen to us ramble on.
Well, and you know what they say, all work and no play makes Rob a very dull boy. So
that's right. Isn't that the truth? Yeah. Boy, yeah, that is a very good. I forgot about that. You're right. That's a very insightful thing to say. All right. As we get started, guys, I'm going to let Miss Marie hit this so that my mouth will shut up.
if you will, please, as always, like, share, comment on our various social media platforms. You can find us on those platforms by searching the hashtag #TheMLM Solution. That's hashtag MLM Solution. Also, find us on our YouTube channel. You want to go there and subscribe. And then you can also register for notifications by clicking on that bell. What that does for you is it will send you then a notification when we're live. And if you're not able to join us live, of course, you'll know there's new material there for you to take advantage of. And of course, we are here to provide value to you and your business partners, your team, to help build your success, build your team's success. So make sure you're sharing this with those on your team. Why should you do all the work? Let us do some of it for you. And give us a thumbs up if you like what you hear, understand the points that we're making. And of course, in the comments section, if you have a question about something, let us know. If we can, we'll try to incorporate the answer into our live broadcast. But if not, we will definitely try to address it at some point in the future. And oftentimes we do a little bit of catch up on those types of things on our Freelance Friday show. So don't forget to join us for those on Fridays. And then finally, visit our website, themlmsolution.net. That's themlmsolution.net. I know Rob's been working really hard on that website recently, made a bunch of great changes for you. There's awesome material out there. Go check it out. It'll be well worth your time.
All right. And if you guys don't mind, as you can see, we have the survey. If you guys will, please go there, fill it out. We are grateful for the input so far. If you guys will continue to ask questions, continue to give us feedback on the show, you can do that by going to themlmsolution.net/survey. That's themlmsolution.net survey. We really appreciate the compliments as well as the feedback, as well as your questions that you have. And you can ask any questions you want, whether it's about your business or a challenge you're facing, a problem you've run up on, any kind of clarification on a business building process, whatever the case may be. If we can help you and give you a legitimate, honest answer that we feel will empower you to overcome whatever you're facing, we will do that. And we do that sooner rather than later. Typically, we answer within 24 hours. I always go in there, and when I log into the site, I'm looking for anybody that has sent us a message or asked a question. And I will, if I have the answer right then, I will respond immediately. And I'm on the site every day. So the chances of you having to wait is going to be pretty slim. Okay, Miss Marie, I think we have everything out of the way. And with that being said, we're going to head straight into our topic of the day, which is your secret weapons for success. And a lot of people, we touched on two of these yesterday, and I think we want to do a major dive into it because these are critically important. And as we get started, you'll see, and I'm going to show you, because Miss Marie and I were talking about it before we came on. Here's some of my to-do list, okay? And they literally, I tore them out of the book because when I'm done with them, I tear them out of the book, okay? There's no sense in me keeping them. And what I did not complete and I will draw a line through it and put a check mark by it if I completed that. And if I only got a portion of it done, then I'll draw half a line and I'll put on the new sheet the second half that I have to complete in order to complete that whole chore. The point is that I will draw a line through them so that if I complete them, if I don't, I move them to today's, which I have not done yet. There it is, August 19th, 2020, right there. I'll make sure you guys can see it.
It's a blank slate.
There we go. Oh my gosh, I'm ass backwards here. Anyway, the point is I haven't filled that out yet because I've been so busy this morning. Now, that's not important to you. You say, why does this relate to the show? Guys, part of your secret weapons is being well organized and using time management. I cannot get the things done. For instance, and this is not important, we all go through this. Today, I still got to take the dogs for a walk. I got to fix the backyard. I've got to trim the hedges. I've got to go to the post office and mail out some orders that I got. I've got to fill this thing out. I've got to work out today. As you can tell, and I got to do that all within the next 4 or 5 hours. And then tonight, I got to sit down and work on the website and do some things and create some videos and some advertising. As you can see, I have a full day. And if I don't lay it out time management wise, I will not get that stuff done. And my stress level will go sky high because I'm the type of person, if I set something down, I've got to get it done. And I got to get it done sooner rather than later. And it will really stress me out if I don't, because I know that list is growing. Okay. And if you notice, there's no time for Rob in there. Everything is all focused on getting chores or what would you say? Not chores, but business goals, whatever term you want to use. I have to get those things done. Okay. And if I'm lucky, I love music, I'll be able to sit down and put a set of headphones on. Well, of course, with all the animals in my lap, and I love to read. They will not let me read. The moment I sit down, they sit in my lap. Now you're saying, well, is this really business related? Yes, because the point is I can only get things done if I manage my time correctly and I'm efficient in my process. That's the only way I can be effective. Guess what? In network marketing, because you have a busy life like I do, it's the only reason I lay that out. It's not to impress you, but to show you that I'm busy like everybody else. I can relate, even at 62 years old, of having a very busy day. Okay. Every day like that is for me. Okay. There's no downtime hardly at all other than me sleeping. And as Miss Marie knows, sometimes I don't even get a chance to do that. I'm going to put myself in an early grave, Miss Marie, if I'm not careful. I've got to slow down. That's not even counting the weight loss that I'm doing. Okay. But the point is, guys, these are your secret weapons. And I'm going to touch on why they are here in a moment. Miss Marie, you got anything to add before I keep going?
Yeah, I was going to say, when it comes to these secret weapons of time management and organizational skills, I think it's even more important now than ever to be aware of them and focus on them, because we're at a period in time where, we've always heard for years now about work-life balance. And I think in the past, it's been easier to have a line of demarcation between work and life, so to speak, because you're going into an office, you're physically removed from your home and what you consider your life anymore. But, first of all, work is such a huge part of our life. We spend so many hours a day working our jobs, working on our careers, whatever our goals may be professionally, however that looks for you. But now in this COVID era that we're in, with this quarantine and stay home, stay safe, we lose that dividing boundary between work and life, right? A lot of us now are working from home, and those lines are so blurred that you have to be able to be organized, have time management, be able to separate your focus from your professional goals, your work goals, and the time you spend with your family, as well as, what you do for yourself, that me time, whether it's reading, meditation, working out, whatever that looks like. So I think, especially nowadays, these skills of time management, organizational skills are even more important than ever. So I think you picked a really timely topic here, Rob.
Well, I have to give credit to you because you set up this week's schedule, and I'm grateful that you did, and you did a wonderful job. These are great subject matters, and we do collaborate on them as we finalize them, and I appreciate that compliment, but right back at you for doing that. But the thing is that this is critically important to your all success because of what she just said. Guys, we all understand. That's the reason why we address this. We're talking about new people getting started. As you know, we're really focusing in on those people because of the fact that we understand the challenges, and we understand today's challenge is even more so than when we did started in the business, because life wasn't that hectic. It wasn't that critical as far as time management goes. It seemed like the days were 30 hours long instead of 24. Okay. Nowadays we're trying to squeeze 30 hours into 24 hours. Okay. And sometimes it feels like you're squeezing 30 into 22. Okay. And the point is that we understand the challenges that you guys face, and time management and organizational skills are absolutely critical to your success in just about anything. Can you imagine going to work and you not being organized and not getting the tasks done? That was the word I was looking for a few moments ago. Not getting your tasks done. You know what? If that continues, you're going to get pulled into the office, get reprimanded, and possibly lose your job or be demoted because you're not getting the task done. And even if you are, because I've been in situations, Rob, you're not getting this task done in a timely manner. Okay. Now, the thing is that you have to realize that getting things done in a timely manner is just as important, especially in the network marketing business. So as we talked about, network marketing is all about numbers. I mean, life is in general, but network marketing is all about the numbers. They're going to work for you or against you. And that's a reason why it's imperative that you have the ability either to learn organizational skills and time management skills, or hopefully you already have them. And if you do, be thankful, okay? Because that's one less thing that you have to learn, if you will, okay? Now, a lot of people say, well, I just keep it in my head. Well, you know what? I've tried that myself. And I will say that when I was younger, I was relatively good at it. But the thing is to be honest with you, as I got older, that was not the case. And I was forgetting some important things, okay? Even if they were small, they were still important. If I wrote them down, they were important. They needed to be done, whether it was a small task, a large task, whatever. So the thing is that I could not afford career-wise to be overlooking these tasks that were on my list because it could cost me my job. So this is just as vital. The organizational skills, the time management skills. Think about it. If you have a family, we talked about this over the course of the past week or so. We've tell you all the time, you got to have proper balance. You have to maintain your job. You have to maintain your family. This business, your pursuit of the lifestyle, money, whatever it is, cannot cost you your family or your job. Guys, that will ruin your reputation. That could put you in a position of bankruptcy. You do not want to do that. Don't turn your life upside down. And you say, well, how do I keep that from happening? Number one, you got to keep a level-headed, balanced approach to the business building process. We've talked about that, especially yesterday. Dedicate a certain amount of hours and be very effective and very efficient in the hours that you devote to your business. And it all starts with organizational skills and time management. For instance, as we stated yesterday, pick out the hours that you have available. If your children go to bed at 8 o'clock, 8:30, then say from 8:30 to 10:30 or 11 o'clock, because you still want to make sure you get enough sleep, okay? And hopefully spend some time with the spouse, all right? But the point is, you have to sit down and you have to say, what am I going to be my most productive hours? And realize that if you're using an online lead generation program, you're going to get leads from all over the world. So you're going to have all these there's 6 different time zones. Most people didn't know that, Miss Marie. There's 6 different time zones in the United States. Did you know that? Going from
I don't know that I knew there was 6, but most people think there's 3, right? And there's 4 in the continental U.S. and then you have Alaska and Hawaii. So I guess 6 would make sense.
Well, you're forgetting one.
I am. Which?
Yeah. The extreme upper northeast is what I call it, but that's not what they call it, Nova Scotia time.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So the thing is that even in the United States, you have anywhere from 4 to 6 different time zones that you could be contacting prospects. And as she stated, that's really not even counting Alaska and Hawaii, which are 4 or 5 hours difference, if I'm not mistaken. So you've got a wide range of time available to you to follow up with people. As I stated in yesterday's episode, I was up till 1, 2, sometimes 3 in the morning talking to people in Japan, talking to people in I got on the tip of my tongue.
Well, that's the amazing thing now, though, right? Most network marketing companies are international. They are shipping their products or delivering their services, whatever the case may be, all over the world. So the time zones you have available to work with, you can match them up to work with the time you have available.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, quite honestly, if you're kind of the crazy person like Rob is, gets up at 1 o'clock in the morning and has a couple hours from 1 to 3 a.m., find the area in the globe that it makes sense where you can actually be contacting people and following up. You can do it.
Absolutely. And you're right. I used to go to bed at 10 o'clock because I knew I had to get up at 2 to call people in other parts of the world. We had businesses in Israel. We had businesses, obviously, in Japan. We had Canada, Mexico, And I'm leaving a bunch out. Australia, of course, the UK. So there was a lot of time zones there, as you can imagine, Miss Marie. And people requested to be called at a certain time. Well, when I looked at the world clock online and it said, hey, if I was in Texas, I would look and say, well, what's the time in United Kingdom, or what's the time in Spain, or what's the time in Japan, et cetera, and it would give me obviously the time. And they said, call me at 3 p.m. at this following number, or let's do a video online, which I did too in its infancy, which was quite a challenge. But anyway, the point is that you had a situation where I had to be up, and if I was going to be up, I had to go to bed at a certain time to make sure that I was fresh and coherent in those moments. But the thing is that I had to find my most productive time frame that allowed me to talk to the people that I needed to talk to. And I would have to adjust my schedule accordingly. Now, guys, I can understand, because look, I was in relationships, even when I was single, obviously. But the point is, I had a job, which was the military, and you never knew if you were getting off work at 8 or 10 hours or 11, 12 hours. They didn't guarantee you anything. You went in at the appointed time, and if you got off at a certain time, that was great. If you didn't, oh, well, that's the way it is. So you know what? I wasn't able to set up follow-ups at 5 p.m. my time. Okay. I always had to I'd set up something that would meet their time frame, because I didn't know if I was going to be off at 5 p.m. All right. You talk about a challenge. And then I had, relationships with obviously people that I wanted to spend time with. And I had to squeeze that in there too. Hey, I'm going to come over. I'm going to fix supper for you. And we're going to do this. I'd like to go here. It wasn't like I put my whole life on hold. I had to find that balance. And that's where time management came in. And that's the reason why I bring up these examples. It's not about me. I'm showing you real life examples that I went through where time management was essential, that I did that little hidden tool, or use that little hidden tool that most people just gloss over and don't even think about. But I had to use it effectively if I was going to build a business. And I was able to do it. I know that you can do it too. And the key to that is to sit down with your family, of course, including your spouse, and say, hey, look, this is what I'm going to be doing. Here's the time frame I feel is going to be the most effective. And I remember when I was building my business, and I remember this one person I was spending time with, she said, well, I would really like to spend more time with you. I'd like to do this and that. And I listened to her, and she brought some valid points, but I told her, I said, look, this is how old I am. How old are you? Of course, I knew how old she was. And she told me, and I said, okay, so we've both been around this world for a while. We both know what relationships are about. We're both mature adults. We understand that there are going to be times when we're not going to be able to spend time together. And we're not teenagers in high school where we're going to go in the corner and suck our thumbs because so-and-so is not paying attention to me, or so-and-so, is not spending as much time as I would like with me. And if that is a problem, if you're still in the high school age, then maybe this is not the relationship for us. Okay. And I would lay it out on the line in a very polite way. I think that's polite. The point is, I could have just come out and said tough shit. That's the way it is. Like it, you don't like it, leave. And believe me, you don't know me. That's the way I would do it if it came down to it. But the point is, I love people. I'm considerate of their feelings, but I have goals and I have dreams. And I'm going to promise you, my wife has found out, if once I make up my mind, there is nothing going to stop me from achieving that goal. I do spend time with my family. I'm there for my grandkids. I'm there for the wife. I'm there for my animals, as Miss Marie knows. They're right here at my feet. The world revolves around me and vice versa. So the point is, look, even to this day, I have demands on my time, but Miss Marie and I take the time to make this work. Okay. And the thing is the reason I told you that story about the girl that I was with at that time, she got it. She understood. She understood that she knew me. She knew I wasn't being mean, but I was making a point that we're both mature adults. And yes, we'd like to spend more time together, but you know what? If you really want to be with that person, you're going to support them in their ventures as long as it's legal and ethical and not hurting anybody. And guess what? You can work with them. Okay. What she did, she said, well, I can help out. What do you need help with? And I was very flattered by that. And I would do the same for her. Okay. That's what supporting one another is about. But it all started with my communication saying, hey, I really want to pursue this. This is what it's going to require. Here's my daily schedule. Here's the time I need to put into this. I just want to let you know because I want to pursue this. Now, it worked out for me. You know, some people have told me, they said, Rob, I don't know if my spouse would go, with that. And my reply to them, which I got one time, which I did not like, okay, but it was true. And it's hard to argue with life truisms. Well, it either make you or break you. In other words, you're going to have to make a decision because if you really want the lifestyle, it's going to take a commitment. And you know what? If it's going to interfere with your relationship, then maybe you don't want to do this business, okay? And you don't want the business to come between any relationship. You don't want it to cause issues. That is not what we want for you or your spouse. That's the reason why the communication is absolutely essential in making sure before you start your business building process and you make that major commitment, sit down with your family and tell them in detail, here's the hours I want to work. Here's the hours I can spend with you. Here's what I need to do. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. There's really no excuse. Miss Marie, I'll shut up here in a minute. But guys, with the tools that are available today, with the tablets, or just to say mobile devices, and technology today, there is no reason that you cannot go to an amusement park, let your kids get on a roller coaster, and you say, nope, can't handle it because I know I can't anymore. And I could sit there with my phone and I can follow up with people. I can look at my leads. I could do all of that right there. And if I have to make a couple of calls, I can do that while they're on the roller coaster and tell my prospect, while I'm at the amusement park with my grandkids, hey, I'd like to follow up with you. What's a good time? Because here's what I have available. And guess what? I have a calendar right there on my phone or my mobile device, and I can I can pull up the calendar and say, well, this is what I got available. So really, Miss Marie, there's no reason to be stressed out over the time commitment, the time management aspect, that one of your secret weapons should really be a no-brainer because we have technology that allows us to leverage our time.
Oh, technology today is amazing when it comes to that. The opportunity we have to be present with the family, to be doing things and actually doing that multitasking a little bit, you can absolutely do that. The only caution flag I would throw there is technology can also be invasive.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful. If it's game night with the family, you should be fully present and focused on that, not taking calls or looking at your phone between turns or whatever. And that you want to be a little bit cautious of. But like Rob's example, at the amusement park, you're sitting and waiting for 10, 15 minutes. Well, why not? It's right there in your pocket. And it's a whole lot more worthwhile and going to do more for your life than playing Candy Crush or looking at the news or
right.
Whatever else is happening there. So absolutely leverage the technology as much as you possibly can. And I do believe a lot of the network companies, network marketing companies nowadays are creating technology so that you can send out information to people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even necessarily have to do presentations. You can do the same thing yourself. You can create a presentation through a recorded Zoom video, for instance, and send it out to people. So rather than actually having one-on-one conversations and spending 10 to 15 minutes, you can just at the click of a button communicate with people and let them self-select and decide to get back to you. The technology is just remarkable. It's part of what makes this industry so exciting today.
Yeah, I agree. And it's something that, to be honest with you, I wish I had years ago, obviously. I can only imagine the success I would have had if I was able to leverage my time even more. Okay. And that tool, that mobile device is leveraging your time, as she said, which is what? Time management. You have to realize, as I said, you've got to be efficient and balance your life. And then you got to be efficient. In order for that to happen, you got to be efficient in time management. It is a critical tool. You say, Rob, well, how is that an advantage, a competitor's advantage? As I stated earlier, Miss Marie and I, if we're active in the business, we may not even know each other, but it doesn't matter. Even if we know each other, there is a friendly competition. a gentleman's agreement, if you want to say that, hey, you go after yours, I'm going after mine. Okay. Even if we're in the same company. And a lot of times between professional business builders that are in the same company, the competition is even more intense. I've never seen it get ugly per se, unless there's something unethical going on. But the point is that we understand that, hey, this is what we have to do. And we also know that in order for that to happen, we've got to use our time wisely, because Miss Marie, if she's better at her time management than me, guess what? She's going to run into the next superstar before I do. And then I'm going to be sitting there at one of the corporate events, and I'm going to see the person that was at the top of my list that I was not able to get a hold of for whatever reason, and Miss Marie sponsored them, and here they are going across the stage as one of the rising stars. And I'd be like, crap. Okay. And I want to tell you that's happened a number of times. Of course, we've talked about that on past episodes. Guys, I can't tell you the horrible sinking feeling that puts in you, because you realize, oh shit, that could have been my person. Okay. And I didn't get to him. Well, why didn't you get to him? Well, I was busy here. I was busy there. You may not be having that conversation with somebody else, but you're having it with yourself, and you're beating yourself up because you didn't make the time to follow up with this person or to contact them. And guys, that's a terrible feeling to have. I'm telling you, because you get a person like that once in a great while. That's the whole reason why you're prospecting, is to find someone like that person going across stage that's in Miss Marie's business. And she's sitting there with a big old smile on her face. And rightfully so. But it all starts with what? These simple little steps that we're teaching you, the time management and the organizational skills. And the time management, and spend a little bit of time on this, but it's imperative that you understand we're talking about real life events, about the family, giving you real life examples of what we had to go through, so that you fully understand the importance of this thing and you take it seriously, and that you sit down and reflect after listening to this episode or watching it, and you're saying, you know what, they're right. I could be better at what I'm doing. Okay. And that's all we're asking. And for you to recognize the importance of time management. I'm telling you, you got to maximize. Guys, I hate the word multitask. That's so overused. But once again, it's one of those truisms in life. You know what? I usually am doing 4 or 5 things at one time. I hate to say it, and I really don't like it, because it can be very stressful. But there's times where I have 2 to 3 computers going at one time, and I'm working on a site, and I'm editing a video while it's processing. I'm working on a site, or I'm creating a new ad. And then I'm doing obviously personal stuff as well, like doing bills and doing invoices and things like that. And then, you know what? I hate the fact that I have to operate, so many different computers. That's why I have many computers. I got 2 laptops sitting over here. I've got this iMac that I'm on right now, and I've got another iMac downstairs along with a Dell. And I don't like that. And downstairs, which I would refuse to use the term, is my entertainment area. I will not call it what most people call it. I think it's, anyway, the point is that's where my music is. That's where my personal TV is. And when I go down there, and if I take some time to enjoy myself with my music or TV, guess what? I have 2 computers down there. So I can work while I'm actually listening to music or watching TV. And you say, well, how can you watch TV? Because I'll listen. I'm a big Frasier fan, big Cheers fan. I love sports. I'll watch football on YouTube, whatever, and basketball. And I can listen to games. I don't have to see them, because they're replays of games I was either at in person or watched before. But it's relaxing to have that going on. Why? I'm doing what? Why? I'm being efficient and using my time wisely. I'm doing time management. And I'm trying to squeeze 30 hours into 24. That's the reason why I use that term. I've got 30 hours worth of work, and I've got to find a way to make it work in 24 hours. Does that make sense?
It does. And Rob, I want to share with you probably the most impactful time management skill that I picked up. Oh, I don't know. It came about years ago. I think people have referred to it as time blocking. And that's actually putting on your schedule. And I think it's very relevant for our industry, right? Because we have a tendency to try to work our business into the cracks in our schedule of our lives that we already have. So if we're setting aside, for example, 2 hours, I want to be able to really focus on those 2 hours. And that concept of time blocking is actually scheduling, say, 55 minutes. You put your phone in sleep mode, so text messages, phone calls don't come through. It allows you to heads down, focus on the task at hand, whatever that may be. You set a timer for, say, 55 minutes, and you just focus, and you get as much done on that particular task in that time frame that you can. And then when that timer goes off, it gives you an opportunity to take a break. You get up, walk around, grab a snack, grab a drink, drop and do 10 push-ups if you're looking to work a workout into your life as well. Just having that little bit of time pressure, because I have a history of being a procrastinator, right? It's like I need a deadline. I need some time pressure in order to get something done. So knowing that clock is ticking in the background, it's like, I have 55 minutes to get this done. I've got to get as much done as I can before that timer goes off. Here we go. It made me so much more productive and focused in those little chunks of time I had available to work.
That's cool. That's a great example, and that's a great insight for people that are listening to the podcast and watching the video that you might be able to adopt into your own life. That is awesome, Miss Marie. Thank you for sharing that. That is something that I think I'll sit down and reflect on as well. I think I do that automatically already, but I'm going to sit down and really give some thought to that. I haven't used a timer, obviously. Basically, what I'll do is I'll say, okay, I got to get these 4 things done on the website. And if it takes me an hour, it takes me an hour. If it takes me 20 minutes, whatever, and then I move on to the next project. So maybe I do it without really realizing it or making it a focus. But I will definitely sit down and reflect on that, because I think that would help me. So I think we beat the time management thing up pretty well.
Enough time on the time management?
Enough time on the time management. We've given you enough of real life examples. Miss Marie just gave you a wonderful example of what she does. I think that's awesome. That really makes the time that you do focus on a task very efficient and effective, and that's awesome. And that's exactly what you want to do. And we talked about communicating with your spouses, your family, whatever the case may be, when you are going to block out that time, like Miss Marie said, so that you can totally focus on what you need to do in your business. And Miss Marie, if you don't mind putting on our list for future episodes, guys, just because you're doing busy work doesn't mean you're doing real work. In other words, if you're saying, well, I got to, fill out these forms, and I got to do this, and I got to do that, I can't make the follow-up calls until I get this done, or I got to get that done. In other words, you're procrastinating, and it doesn't have to be an episode named procrastinating. But here's the thing. Some people will convince themselves they got to do other tasks before they get to the real task. And that's not a good thing. It's part of time management, but there's also a mental block with some people over these tough tasks that they really don't want to do. The heart's not in it. Everybody has that in their life. Nobody wants to take out the trash. Okay. But if you don't, it's going to smell really bad and cause issues. So because of those 2 things right there, we are motivated as humans to take out the trash, which is one of the least favorite things of all people. Well, guess what? It also flows into other aspects of life. Okay. So with that being said, we're not going to go down that path at this moment, but we'll talk about that in a future episode, because it is important. There are people that do busy work that leads to no work. All right. And we don't want to do that. So that may be a good title. Busy work leads to no work getting done. But anyway, the point is, now we're on to organizational skills. And this is just as important as time management. They go hand in hand, guys. You can't separate one from the other. Okay. And here's what I mean. You sit down with your family and you say, hey, blah, 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 and everybody's willing to support you. Hey, you know what? You're our mom. You're our dad. We're going to support you. You've always been there for us. We want to do the same for you. And you tell them, well, this is the hours I'm going to be working. Hopefully it's when everybody's settled down for the night and you've already spent time with them in some capacity. And if your children have events, I know that a lot of events are on hold right now, But in the future, if they're doing events, always remember that you can take your mobile device. That's the awesome part of that. That's part of the leveraging your time, which helps you to be efficient and effective with your time. But that leads obviously to what we're talking about as well, and that is organizational skills. For instance, if you know that you got to take your kids to a soccer game, baseball game, football game, whatever, for practice, whatever, you are utilizing, if you're taking your mobile device, your time effectively. You're being with the family, you're multitasking, and you know that you're going to do some follow-ups. You may send some emails, you may make some voicemail calls, whatever the case may be. You can actually do video on your phone, your mobile devices. In other words, you can do a Zoom meeting, you can do a Skype meeting, all of that. And so if you have a follow-up, and it is when your children are out there and they're doing football practice, volleyball, whatever, guys, that's a perfect moment for you to bring up that Zoom or that Skype and do your follow-up. Walk off to the side where there's no other parents and stuff, and you're still looking and watching and seeing your child on the court or on the field, but yet you're holding your phone up, your mobile device, whatever, and what? You're doing a follow-up, okay? And you make it short and sweet. And the people that you're following up with can hear the noise and the sports in the background and realize, hey, they got 10 minutes, they got 15 minutes. And guess what? You're being effective and efficient at the same time. Why do I bring that up? It's all because of organizational skills, saying, you know what? We got football practice, and I need to make sure I take my phone. I got to take my notes. I'm going to do a follow-up on the spot out there. I'm either going to do the follow-up or I'm going to reschedule. I'm going to let them know that, hey, this is where I am. This is what's going on. I'm balancing my life with family and business. I hope you understand. I can do a follow-up live right now, or we can reschedule. What are you doing? You're utilizing the organizational skills to make sure your child continues to participate in what you feel is an important sport activity, and you're also moving your business forward at the same time because you're multitasking. Because your organizational skills, you made sure you had the paperwork, which is your scale of ambition paperwork on the previous meetings. You reviewed it. You've got your mobile device with you. You're right there watching your child on the field or court while you're looking at the mobile device at the same time. And you know that when you get home, you've got to fix supper. You got to get the kids ready for doing their homework and ready for bed. And all because of your organizational skills. And whether you have one of these right here, which most people do, a planner, and you can put down, hey, at 7 o'clock p.m., we've got to go to football practice. 8 p.m., we're going to have supper. At 8:30 p.m., the kids are going to start their homework. And by 9:30, 10 o'clock, they're done and in bed, showers. And by 10 to 2 in the morning, I'm going to be doing, because, most people are working from home. It's the reason why I'm throwing out these timetables. I know it doesn't always work that way. But the point is, you see what I'm doing. I am setting up, I'm organizing my day. Is it always going to go exactly as I have on here? No, it is a guideline. It's something to shoot for, just like the 90-day mini blast paperwork. It gives you a goal. It gives you a structure. It gives you motivation and focus. And you say, hey, I've got to work hard to get these things done in this time frame. If you don't get, if you don't hit the time frame right on the nose, don't worry about it. Don't stress out over it. As long as you got the chore accomplished. In other words, your kids have to go to bed. Your kids have to do their homework. There's no way around it, right? So the chore does get done, but it may not get done by 9:30. It may get done by 10 instead. Or maybe they get done early, whatever the case may be. Roll with the punches. Roll with life. Don't stress yourself out. And if you get a later start on your prospecting thing, that's okay. And we talked about it yesterday and I think the day before. But guys, if you only get an hour and a half in of solid, very productive prospecting or business building processes, as long as you are consistently chewing away at that, and you can't get away with doing an hour every day. It's just not going to work. The numbers are not in your favor. But there are going to be days where you only have an hour, okay? Because even though you organized your day doesn't always flow the way the
planner.
The planner, thank you, is laid out, okay? And that's where being human and having what I call ball-bearing hips, the ability to move left or right or forward or backward, whatever is flowing, because life is going to throw wrenches in the way, and you have to be able to step over them, go under them, around them, whatever the case may be, in order to accomplish the task at hand. And don't beat yourself up. As I stated, I have all these right here. It's the reason why I showed it to you. Miss Marie saw me tear them out. Once again, I'm holding up for all of you my list of things. I will move what I did not finish to today. Okay, well, that's the same thing you do. What am I doing? I'm utilizing organizational skills to do what? To make my day the most productive and efficient as it can possibly be. Okay, and why do I accomplish so much? Why do I have the ability to generate this kind of momentum, this kind of money, this kind of stuff? Guys, it's because I have the organizational skills, the time management skills. I get done more in 24 hours than most people get done in 3 or 4 days. The wife is the same way. Why? Because I utilize organizational skills and time management skills. Okay. And I don't like the structure per se. I'd like to have a little more free flowing moments in my life. But you know what? There's going to be a time soon where a lot of this will go away, because I will have accomplished a lot of the things that will be on autopilot. Okay. This is a temporary thing. That's the reason why I'm willing to pay the price. Well, guess what? That's the same thing you're doing. You're saying to yourself, I'm willing to commit to this. And you got to communicate that to your family when you set them down. Guys, this is not a lifestyle we're going to maintain for the next 4 years. This is just something that's going to be short term. Okay, I need your patience and understanding. You may not understand it. Please don't give me a hard time about it. Just allow me to do it. And here's the time frame that I'm shooting for. And people can do things in small little chunks, right, Miss Marie? If you tell them it's going to be a 4-year process, they're going to go, oh my gosh, I can't do that. That's the mind-boggling. I can't do it. But if you tell them, hey, look, I'm going to do this for the next 90 days, and then I'll evaluate after those 90 days to see what's going on, and then I'll make an adjustment. I may continue, I may not. Everybody can go, oh, okay, well, shoot, 90 days, that ain't any big deal. You know, well, there's going to be some long hours in there, and sometimes I'm going to be grumpy and not get enough sleep. Okay, Mom, okay, Dad, you know, whatever. And you move on, okay? But the organizational skills are absolutely essential, and they tie hand in hand. Once again, I have my fingers interlaced for all you on the podcast. They tie hand in hand together, and they work wonders in your success in this industry. You will catapult past somebody that is sitting there picking their nose. And I don't mean like they're sitting on the couch. Look, there are people out there that are active, and we just talked about it. You know what? Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're going anywhere, okay? You have to be making what, Miss Marie? Consistent, correct business building activity that moves you forward. If you do the 5 simple steps, it automatically has built into it the consistent, correct business building activity, because if you're doing the 4 of those 5 steps, you are, in fact, doing correct business building activity. Number 5 is consistency, all right? Why do I say that? Because guess what? If you're doing that, if you have that same mentality and you're doing the same things, in other words, consistently moving forward by following what's on your task list, if you accomplish those things on the task list and mark them off, you're making progress. You're moving forward. Okay? So your organizational skills are hand in hand with time management. You can't separate one from the other. The reason you have a hold of time management, the reason you're using your time effectively is because of your great organizational skills and your ability to flow when the task list doesn't go the way you expect it. Okay. And so you will skyrocket past somebody who is working, but they're not organized, they're not focused, they're not doing the right steps consistently. It will catapult you past them. I'm telling you, you will be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe the power that this brings to my business. I can't believe how much I'm able to get done. I can't believe that I skyrocketed from 0 to this in this time frame. Okay. And you've got to look at the very beginning, which is the organizational skills and time management. And as I close this, Miss Marie, and allow you to interject, guys, we have been talking about getting your first check. We've talked about how the small steps equal big checks, all of that. And we have addressed, once again, people just getting started, people that are retreads, et cetera, et cetera. Guys, here's the thing. None of that. Your first check, we showed you how to get your first check, how easy it is, what steps you need to take, which are simple steps, but you can't even do any of that unless you have proper time management and organizational skills. Okay. And I'm telling you, you've got to take this serious because this is the first step. Okay. And I don't know, Miss Marie, if you've ever been around somebody that was the hardest worker in the world and you saw them busy all the time and you thought to yourself, wow, that person's always on the go. And then you come to find out they're getting in trouble because they're not getting everything done.
Yep. And like you said, busyness does not equate to effectiveness by any means. And in my mind, the most important aspect of having organizational skills is having the tool that works best for you. Now, Rob has held up his physical planner that he uses. He likes to write things down. There are people out there that I know like to leverage technology. They like to have everything electronically. But you have got to have a calendar and a task list that you will follow and use, and that works specifically for you. This is especially important when it comes to following up with your prospects. It is the rare person that you're going to contact, and right out of the gate on that first communication, they're going to say, yeah, sign me up. There's always some level of follow-up entailed in this business. And it's important that you're setting those appointments and that you're keeping those appointments. So you have to have that tool that allows you to keep track of that and manage that effectively. Yes. Otherwise, if your follow-up falls apart, you are not going to succeed in this business. I think there's a saying out there, the fortune's in the follow-up. Oh, yeah. Because that is exactly where you make your money, is following up with the people, answering their questions. Are you ready to get started? Yes or no? Let's go. Or all right, moving on to the next person. But you've got to have that tool available telling you, I have an appointment at this day on this time with this person, and you need to honor it. So find that scheduling tool, that task reminder tool that works for you, and use it consistently.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, I want to highlight what she just said a moment ago. The money is in the follow-up. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Guys, if you can do everything else, you can do it correctly. You can be a pro at every other step that we teach you. Okay, whether it's our business building system or somebody else's, but you can do every one of those steps correctly. But if you suck at the follow-up and you don't know how to bring a conversation to a close in a follow-up, you are a dead duck in the water. Okay, you might as well just turn your belly up and bury yourself because it's over. Okay, you don't make money until you close the deal. And as we told you before, there's a great way to close a deal on a follow-up. Hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, where's your interest level? Because that tells you right away. Okay, and always remember that the person that's asking the questions is the one that's in control. Okay, and the questions that we teach you allow you to be efficient and effective in the follow-up process to where you bring it to a professional and courteous close by asking a simple question. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? And if they say I'm an 8 or a 9, you immediately know, well, is there any reason you won't get started right away? Let's sign you up and get going. Okay, how easy is that? Okay, it's simple, it's professional, and it's polite. But anyway, you say, Rob, why is the organizational skills and the time management my secret weapons? Once again, not everybody's going to do this. I'm telling you, only probably 3 out of 10 people, okay? And you hope that you're one of them will do this on a consistent basis. Some people do it for a little while and they'll quit, like anything else in life, okay? And it is your secret weapon. Why is it my secret weapon? Once again, a lot of people will just blow this off. A lot of people will just gloss this over. A lot of people will hear this and just walk away and never think about it again. Okay. And people say, well, what is your key to success? If you're smart and you're going to be honest with them, you're going to say, you know what? It all started with the simple little things called time management and organizational skills, because I had a crazy life and I had to figure out a way to use my time wisely and effectively. And the only way I could do that was to organize my day to the best of my ability. Okay. Every day wasn't the same. I had to have ball bearing hips and adjust, because if my kids needed to go to the hospital, bam, I had to take them there. If I need to go to the hospital, bam. If my parents end up in the hospital, bam. Okay, because life is going to throw wrenches into the machine. You have to be able to have ball-bearing hips and move along with life. Okay, and that would be the answer you would tell somebody. Okay, when they say, how did you do this? If you're honest with yourself, it all starts at the very beginning, organizational skills and time management, and they are your secret weapons because nobody pays attention to these. Okay, now I will tell you, without any doubt and without any hesitation whatsoever, almost every one of the people, and the only reason I say almost is because I don't believe in 100% certainty outside of the sun rising, and taxes and death, and a few other truisms. Almost every one of the top money earners and the professional business builders that I have been fortunate to be around, I can tell you without any hesitation whatsoever, they were structured people, Miss Marie, not just in business, but in life. They weren't like robots and strict and walking around, and follow the company line. That's not what I'm saying. They were very focused people. They were motivated. They had structure in their life. They knew that they had to get things done, and they had a task list. Some of them wrote on my whiteboard. Some of them wrote on chalkboards. That's how long ago some of that was. Most of them wrote it down on pieces of paper. Back then, planners weren't all that big. They were around, but they weren't really all that. With at least the people I was with were utilized a whole lot, other than the business world. The corporate world, I think, used them quite a bit. That's when Stephen Covey, if you remember them, were or Franklin Covey, I think it was. Great planners. But anyway, the point is that these guys, just like anybody else, had lives, and time management was huge in them building this great business where they finally got control of time. You got to realize you got to use time management in order to get control of time. And you say, what do you mean by control of time? I don't mean like a structured 8 to 5 day. I'm talking about where you're in a position that Maria and I are in, where we can get up and do pretty much whatever we want every day. That's control of time. Okay. Yes, I have a very structured life. There is no doubt about it. And I'm very grateful for that on one hand. Believe me, I complain about it a little bit, but at least I'm healthy. I'm active. I'm utilizing my mind. I'm sharp. I'm in relatively good shape. And the point is, I have a purpose every day that I get up. I'm grateful for that. Okay. And those tasks on my list give me a purpose for my day, and I'm not wasting my day on irrelevant tasks. These are important tasks, which even adds more value. Why do I bring that up? Because those guys were the same way. They got up every day with a purpose. They had their day organized, and they were utilizing time management to get the most out of their time that they committed. And they had to get control of time, they had to use time management in order for them to get control of their lives, which gave them more time freedom, which people want. And it all starts in the beginning. So when somebody comes up to you at an event, or they're on the phone with you and say, hey, how did you do this? What was the beginning? How do I do this? If you're smart, you say, guys, you've got to get a hold of your organizational skills and realize the importance of them in your time management. They are your secret weapons. So, Ms. Maria, I think I brought it to a proper close. I think I summarized it well and drove home the importance of it and the fact that it is your secret weapons, guys, and it is a competitive advantage. There's no doubt about it. Utilizing your time effectively and efficiently allows you to skyrocket to the top of the pay plan. If you're doing the 5 simple steps and you're utilizing your time wisely and effectively, guys, even if you're only putting in an hour and a half, 2 hours a day, and you're utilizing the 5 simple steps, you are on your way. The only thing that's left is consistency and time. That's it.
Yep, I agree. That's a great wrap. And it's another great thing about our industry, Rob, is that we all come into it with the same basic playing field to start from. So whether it's the most successful person in the organization or the least successful person, they're working with the same products, the same comp plan. They have the same amount of hours in the day. It's just a matter of utilizing your skills, growing your skills, utilizing the tools that are available, and focusing and doing those 5 simple steps and doing that consistent and correct business activity.
Yeah, absolutely. Well put. I agree. And it all starts. You can use the 5 simple steps all you want, guys, but if you're if you don't have control of your time, in other words, you do 5 simple steps and you only do it twice a day because you didn't organize your day well, and your day is kind of chaotic and there's no structure to it, but you did 2 things of consistent, correct business building activity. Well, you're fooling yourself because you're not doing enough of it because your day is so unorganized that you're not able to sit down for any length of time to be effectively using the 5 simple steps over and over and over and over. In other words, more than 2 times. You might do one set of 5 simple steps in the morning and then one in the afternoon, because in between the 2, your day is so chaotic that you didn't have time to do any more than one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Guys, that's not going to get you anywhere. That's not building up consistency, and there's a synergy that goes with being consistent and being in front of the computer, in front of your device, and doing it time and time again, one after the other. In other words, if I'm going to do a follow-up with people, and if I have 10 people to follow up, I'm going to do all 10 in a 2-hour period if I can, okay? And really in a 1-hour period if I can, because I got paperwork to fill out on those follow-ups. But at the same time, if I can only do 3 in the morning and 7 at night, then I'm going to do that. What am I doing? I'm utilizing my organizational skills to set up these follow-ups, and I'm using my time wisely. And I look at that, I got to do 7 in the evening, but I've got the kids to feed, and I've got homework to help them with, and maybe a football game. How am I going to do those 7 follow-ups? And what I'm going to do is contact them and say, hey, I can do these tonight. Here's the time frame I have available, but I'm going to be on my mobile device because I'm supporting my child at the football game. Is that all right? You see what I'm doing? Utilizing my time and organizational skills to better move my business forward. And I'm conducting the 5 simple steps in each one of those 10 follow-ups. That is what you want to do. That's effective, efficient use of your organizational skills and your time management skills. That's what we're trying to tell you.
Yep. And I think that brings it to a perfect wrap for the day.
I agree. So, guys, hopefully you got the information you wanted out of this. Miss Marie, once again, we're under an hour, even though we're over an hour clockwise. Content-wise, we're under an hour. We always strive to do that. And we, as you know, visit in our first few minutes on the show. And certainly that's not something that we want to give up. We want to be able to share we're utilizing our time wisely, Miss Marie, by sharing, by developing a bond with our followers.
Exactly. You have to know we're real people too. We're not just machines spouting off a bunch of facts for you here.
That's right. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start the closeout process. And as always, we ask that you please share, like, and comment on our various social media platforms. We appreciate it when you do. We love hearing back from you. We love the feedback. And if you will, please subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button. And as always, please hit the little bell twice so that you get notified when we upload new content or go live. Additionally, if you will, please give us a thumbs up if you like what you hear, and you can see where the information that we share with you is going to help you. That once again, us know that you appreciate what we're doing and that you know it can help you. Additionally, if you will, please continue to follow and support our website. And we'd ask that you continue to visit it as we update it every day. And then finally, if you want to find us on any of our social media platforms, the MLM Solution, or hashtag the MLM Solution, that you can find us on any of our platforms. And just to let you know, in the near future, Miss Marie and I will be tweeting, if you will. We'll be more active on our various platforms. And what we'll be doing is highlighting small little segments of important content. And like we might make a little 30-second video and just give you a small little insight. So there'll be some awesome little things coming your way. And so that is even more important that you follow us on our various social media platforms so that you can get those little insightful videos, and there'll be some free gifts as well. And if you will, as I said earlier, if you will, please go and fill out the survey, feedback, contact form. It's all of those wrapped into one. Again, you can find that at themlmsolution.net/survey, themlmsolution.net/survey. MLM.net/survey, and you can see it on the screen for all of you watching the video. We want to hear from you, and we want to answer your questions and concerns, and address your concerns if you have any. So with that being said, Miss Marie, I think we're good to go. I don't think we have anything else to add other than just closing out the show.
All right. Sounds good. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow morning.
Yes, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if I'm not mistaken, Miss Marie, tomorrow's topic is going to be dealing with PETA people. And we're not talking about animals. Dealing with PETA people, P-I-T-A. We'll tell you what that stands for tomorrow if you don't know. And with that, everybody, goodbye. We'll see you at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. God bless, and see you guys later. Take care.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, themlmsolution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.